All right, guys. One last time, class of 2020. Man, I really wish I was in front of you delivering this little speech. One last Peterson words of wisdom rant as you head out into the world. I call this Life, Success, and Changing the World, featuring random quotes. The gray screens, if we were together, this is what you'd be reading to me. So you'd say, well, Peterson, how do I change the world, be successful, and live? And I'm going to walk you through some words that I have come by and some quotes I've come by, some experience that I've had. So we're going to start Fortune Cookie, a Chinese food restaurant. We're out to dinner a couple years ago, and at the time I was a little stressed about a position I was in the community, and it was really weighing on me a little bit. And I opened my fortune cookie, and it said, if you want to change the world, start in your community. Now, community in this aspect, I'm not advocating that you never leave the Daniel Boone area, even though it is a wonderful place to live and it is a wonderful community. The word community here is whatever you're involved in. Okay, maybe you're off at school somewhere, maybe you're in the military, maybe you're in the workplace, maybe you moved to another state. Wherever you are, you're going to find a community, okay, a group of people who are working together as a society. And if you want to change the world, you start there. You find an organization, you find something to get involved with there. When you get involved, leave it better than you found it. Whatever you're getting involved in, you don't have to make it perfect. You don't have to overhaul everything. You don't have to create it from scratch. Just leave whatever you get involved in better than you found it. So the cynic in you might be saying, well, what's in it for me? Why should I get involved? Why should I do anything? Why should I try to change my community? And I'm going to focus on the 80-20 rule here. And this kind of rings a little more special, you being the class of 2020. It's originally economic principle. Don't worry about that. What we're looking at here is when you look at any organization, when you look at any community, you'll oftentimes see the same names come up over and over and over again, whether it's a church, a little league, community center, some type of civic organization, whatever it is. The same names always come up. Well, that's because oftentimes 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. You need to be that 20. Be the 20. Doesn't mean you have to be a leader. It doesn't mean you have to take it over day one, start something from the ground up. It's as simple as volunteering to help run a snack bar, or coach a little league team, or get the field ready, or paint something in your community. That's what being the 20 is about. Our society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they will never sit under. Did you make your community better, even though it didn't benefit you? There's always going to be someone to criticize you, and this is what I have to say about that. My father told me one time I was complaining about some criticism I was getting, or people complaining about something. I don't recall exactly what, and he said, listen, you could stand on the street corner, you could give out $100 bills. You could give out $100 bills to every person that walks by you. Most people would be grateful. Most of them will say thank you. But then you'll get people who will take that $100 bill and they'll say, hey, where am I supposed to break this $100 bill? I can't go spend that in the vending machine. There will always be critics. It is your job not to worry about them. The OG Rough Rider, my man, Teddy Roosevelt, says, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. That's you. That's you. If you're doing the work, you can't let the critics hold you down. Because at the end of the day, S. Carter, Jay-Z, Young Hov, he'll say, when the grass is cut, the snakes will show. When it's all said and done, you'll know who the doer was. You'll know who helped the organization and who didn't. Okay, Peterson, I'm on board. Forget the haters. How do I accomplish my goals, whether it's personal or in my community? First of all, 80% is showing up. Show up to work, show up to the community, show up to the organization. 80% is just throwing your hat in the ring. Understand that how you do one thing is how you do everything. You might be working a job right now saying, this is a job I'm doing to get by. But if you have a strong work ethic and you're showing up and you're doing your fair share, that's a habit that you carry through everything in your life. Okay? You can't approach a job saying, well, this is just a job for right now, or I'm just making a little bit of money right now, and then give it a half effort. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Be humble. Humility is the true sign of intelligence. If you're humble and you realize you don't know everything, you don't have all the answers, you don't have all the skills, you still have things to learn, that's true intelligence. With that humility, you'll understand that everyone you meet, everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't know. I'm not talking about what they ate for dinner last night or where they went on vacation. I'm talking about they have unique skills and experiences that you don't. And once you realize that you have something to learn from everyone. And finally, you gotta hustle, you gotta grind, and you gotta work. It drastically increases your chances of success. And some final thoughts to close it out. Television show This Is Us, my wife's favorite show. Jack, one of the main characters, one time said, "It is much harder to be a good man than a great man. It's much harder to be a good person than a great person. But it is those habits of being a good person, doing the right thing day in and day out, honesty, integrity, taking care of your family and friends. It is those habits that will eventually make you a great person, that will help you accomplish great things." All right, now time for the lightning round. First, life isn't fair. You're not special. That's fine. You're going to get used to it. Treat people right. It's the right thing to do, and you don't know who you're going to need a favor from in the future. Tip your servers, along the lines of, it's the right thing to do. Don't do drugs. I've lost way too many former students, both their lives and just their potential, to drugs. Also, don't vape. If you don't already know, we're going to know in the very near future, it's horrible. Go get that girl. Go get that guy. Ask them out. All right. You should probably already be realizing any embarrassment of rejection you may have felt doesn't matter. Okay. It truly doesn't matter. Who really remembers that? You don't want to be sitting back 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now saying, you know what? I should have asked that girl out. But in the meantime, no means no. Okay. If you go after that guy or girl and they're not interested, take the hint. Don't be a dirtbag. No means no. Go for experiences, whether it's a job, a trip, starting your own business, whatever it is. Invest in experiences, not material possessions. You won't. Reach out if you ever need anything from me. So, class of 2020, our time sure has ended under some unique circumstances here. But what I want you to do is I want you to be the 20. Be the class of 2020. Be the 20% of people who go out and make things happen in their community, in organizations, in the world. I want you to own who you are and go get it. I can't wait to run into some 20-some-year-old version of yourself and hear about your successes, hear about how you grew, hear about your experiences, and hear about how you changed the world. I miss you like crazy, and I want each and every one of you to take care and wish you nothing but the best.